What's going on, Atlanta? It's time for some more Overwatch. We got match 2 coming your way in just a few. I'm Ilios, joined up here with Wolf, who's back home after the longest time in Atlanta.
Right.
Resident now, got back here to cast some Overwatch League. So let's get ready to get into the action. We've got the Philadelphia Fusion going up against the Washington Justice. This is a heavy impact match for the side of the Philly Fusion. They need 2 victories this weekend if they want to come out on top, if they want to make it into the Stage 3 playoffs.
That's certainly true, and they're looking to do this one with a 4-0. It's a 4-0 expected win across the board. You ask any analyst, this is a series they need to win 4-0. Now, if you take a look at the standings, it's going to kind of reinforce that fact. Right now, Fusion just below playoff cutoff line there at 9th place, and they have a very bad map differential of -3. Even with 2 wins this weekend, you'll see they'll tie the rest of these 5-2 teams right now, but they're going to have to do it with really good map differential, or there's not even really going to have a shot.
I mean, we got 1 slot that's opened up here. Gladiators and Charge also looking to make their way up, but Philadelphia Fusion recently coming up trumps, getting those victories, and it's a lot on the back of the DPS play from these guys.
Yeah, they're playing Carpe more on the Sombra. We've seen EQO play the Pharah in recent times. They're looking a lot better around Sato's Winston as well, so they're kind of committing to that more often these days and trying to force him onto the Reinhardt. They're playing around his Winston well, and again, they come in as big favorites in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking to shut him down, like you said, 4-0. Anything other than that for the Philadelphia Fusion, probably going to be disappointment, but maybe the Washington Justice can get that upset. We're going to find out. Let's go ahead and bring our first team out to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Philadelphia Fusion.
The comeback here in Stage 3, is it too late? Is the question all Fusion fans are asking here as we near the end of our 3rd stage in the 2019 season. Fan favorites here as well as favorites to win this match, but as mentioned, really needing those 4-0s to get out of the hole. The -3 map differential right now is putting them very, very difficult to make playoffs.
Yep, no surprises here with the starting 6. Philadelphia Fusion going to be sticking through with the same squad, looking to find that 4-0, looking to get that victory. But on the other side of the stage, looking for the upset, wanting to shut down the Fusion's hopes of making it into the Stage 3 playoffs, is the Washington Justice.
Washington Justice, it has been a long and hard season for this squad. They've made a lot of changes to the roster during the season, but they still haven't been able to find consistent success. Now, you'll probably notice something a little bit unusual today.
Yeah.
Stratus will be starting here, and that is a pretty unusual look for this squad. We normally see Sansam on the Diva, so they're probably going to be running something Diva-less here. He might be even flexing over to the Sombra. We'll have to wait and find out.
I mean, and without that Diva in that composition, you kind of start feeling like maybe Washington Justice is going to be coming at the Philadelphia Fusion with that triple DPS setup. A lot of it going to be on the back of Corey. This guy has kind of been the core of the squad from the moment that he debuted his Widowmaker back in Stage 1. It was looking fantastic. This guy is still putting up the numbers.
Yeah, he certainly made a big splash when he came onto the scene earlier this year on the Widowmaker, but when you look at the matchup he faces here, it's against that of Carpe. So if we do end up getting into Widowmaker duels, most people favor Carpe. I mean, this is a good opportunity for Corey to really show his skills if that matchup does occur. And that may be why we are seeing a Sansam-less roster here for the Washington Justice to run those multi-DPS comps you were alluding to here with Stratus in the mix.
We'll see what these guys have prepared for us and whether or not Fusion is going to be able to bounce back against it. Again, EQO with his Pharah. Completely fantastic performance from him, so we'll see if he gets to bring that back out today. Taking a look at our map set presented by Toyota, we'll see that we are going to be starting things off in control with Ilios, then move over to Horizon, then into Hollywood for Hybrid, and round things out with Gibraltar. Unless we can be taken to that map 5, which is exactly what the Justice is going to be looking for, bare minimum. But here we go. We are straight into the action. Atlanta, are you ready?
It's time, Ilios, to jump into this first map here. And already the Justice showing a pretty different look here. Wrecking Ball for Giannis, Corey on this Sombra. And of course, we are going to see Otto now flexing over to the Zarya. So a very different look here. Diva-less, but keeping that Brigitte, really getting Stratus to that role. And it will be Otto who faces up against Carpe in the Zarya matchup.
Yep, straight up into the front. Giannis just looking to scout things out for that squad with the Wrecking Ball. Still going to be sticking through with it, not peeling back into the dropship to change things up. So still going to be playing this setup here. Boombox going to be hacked out here for the moment. Seems like he's going to be safe. A little bit of damage pushed forward on his Stratus. He manages to stay alive. Corey just here onto the high ground, hacking people. Trying to get those setups, trying to build up for that EMP. Already most of the way there, 65% now going to be coming through, but Giannis going to be taken down as Sato gets a fire strike during Stratus. Eliminated as well by EQO's whip shot. Means that Philadelphia Fusion, they get the lockdown here on the first unlock of the point. And they push all the way up to the dropship, trying to get those extra stagger kills. Sleepy and Otto both falling low. Seems like Otto going to be the only one going down.
Otto goes down, loses his energy, but he does on his way out match Carpe in terms of grab charge. That's going to be really important when we move forward here. Once Corey hits that last part of this critical EMP, they will have the potential to layer those ultimates on top of each other to get the flip. So Fusion's going to look to engage first here so that EMP cannot be used where the Justice want it. He's still got 7% left he needs, but they are so close to it.
Yep, getting there, pushed back here for the moment. Pile driver through, knocks up multiple. Sato now going to be hitting the ground as he takes a little nap. EMP's online for Corey, waiting for the setup. Slams that one down, manages to hack out 5. Neptuno going to be included, Sato going to be taken out. Bionade is good from the side of the Philadelphia Fusion, but the kills just are not there to reflect that too. Instantly over to the Washington Justice as they look to get the flip. They're halfway there. Now playing off the point, looking to finish the fight. Hack comes through, Poco denies Otto. That Graviton Surge takes that one away. Philadelphia Fusion, they're still in control of the point. Sato's going to be straight back into the mix here, but now Boombox gets taken down. Flip comes through for the Washington Justice. Philly still playing forward, but the Bionade will delay them for a little bit.
That's been great control here by Sleepy, keeping everyone healed up. He's doing max healing output here, and he still holds that critical nano boost, and that might be what they're able to use here to delay the Fusion further when they come in with this Graviton Surge. Not to mention Arc has that sound barrier, so the engagement here is going to be on Carpe, but there are answers on the side of the Justice.
Yep, Grab is ready. Tries to get away from that pile driver, is unable to do so, but not going to be too much punish. Lobbing it through, manages to find just the solo grab there onto Otto, looking to take him down. Shatter comes through from Sato as well. But the sound barrier comes in and Poco, oh man! He knocks 2 off the side. Giannis and Otto both sailing off the edge of the map there. 65%, the flip comes back through for Fusion. Now they're ticking up, 70% coming on the board.
That's all you need to really get an ult efficient flip. I mean, they capitalize on Poco's knockoffs there. Grab comes out, that's enough here to make this happen. We're gonna take a look at Poco again. As you see, as the grab comes through, they're all kind of locked into an awkward position here. You see the whip shot come around, and that's partially set up from EQO. He knocks him into position there, so it's a double boop.
Well, now the bomb gonna be coming through from Poco, looking for a pick, unable to find one. Just wants to shut down the Justice, it buys a little bit more time, stopping them from getting over to the point. We're nearly into overtime now. 96% for the Fusion as they look to close out this first round of Ilios. The nano boost online from Boombox. You can see he's dipping around the back. He's trying to stay hidden so he can get that nano boost out rather as the EMP comes through from Corey.
Sato's going to be his target here.
Yep, manages to find him. He's still going to be taking a nap right now. Sleepy able to knock him to the ground. Another Sleep Dart coming through, unable to find anything. Actually does knock down Sleepy. Cuts him out of the fight for a little bit longer, but Boombox still going to fall. Pile driver through from Giannis, drops down the minefield. Kills coming in. Sato going to be taken down after Neptuno as well with a sliver of HP, tries to escape. Will be able to make it out.
That's
the flip is going to be here. Washington Justice back in control.
The best answer there to the Justice's Gravitar, to their EMP, was going to be the nano boost onto Sato. The sleep dart from Sleepy there was perfect because it completely nullified the peel. They were trying to use Sato to counter the EMP, make him so he could go in there, peel away during that damage coming through while everyone's hacked. But the sleep was perfect. Sleepy living up to his name here.
Still, though, the Washington Justice not too much to work with. The rally's going to be out from EQO. Nice Bionade from Sleepy, connects on to 3, but Otto's going to be taken down. He's only halfway to the Graviton Surge. Now Stratus out of the fight as well. Neptuno able to come up with that kill, so maybe just another fast flip back in the favor of the Philadelphia Fusion. Giannis playing forward here onto the point, gets that stun coming through, and the shield doesn't last too long. Pile driver back in, tries to create some space here for his squad, but Arc's going to be taken down as the grab comes out from Carpe, and Giannis taking a nap, is going to be knocked to the ground. The pin comes in, and he will be eliminated. OT ticking down now very quickly. They need the tag forward. Otto barely manages to make it in, but the EMP comes out from Corey. Manages to find 4, but the kills just are not there for the Washington Justice. Instead, they're going to get swept under the rug. It will tick up to 100. Philly Fusion able to take the first round here.
And despite a phenomenal performance by Sleepy on the Ana, the capitalization of Carpe's Graviton surges by the Fusion were great. We saw Poco go in for the knockoffs. We saw the team get split in half by Carpe's grabs multiple times. And then you see Carpe and squad surround half the team. Carpe's high energy, and it goes from there. Carpe, you know, been a player who's been heavily criticized season-wide here on the Zarya in particular. Everyone wants to see his Widowmaker. When are we going to see the Widow duels? Where is Carpe's Widow? But the way the team played around his Graviton surges and energy management on that previous round was great, and that was what led to a tough one, but one round.
Well, we saw the Summer come out for the Washington Justice. Now it's going to be Corey over onto the Widowmaker. Philadelphia Fusion, anticipating this, it would seem, do have Carpe on that Widowmaker. They do have EQO back on the Pharah.
Stratus is going to be on the Pharah as well. This further explains why they have him subbed in over Sansam here, running this Divalist composition. So there's a Pharah duel here, but there's also the Widowmakers to keep in mind. So they're going to have to play around sightlines. That's why EQO is flying low right now. He does not want to expose himself to Corey.
Well, with this Orisa here from Giannis, they have to play forward on the point. Right now, he is there, he's ready. The point is unlocked, he's going to be capping it. So he's going to be pretty solidified in there with the bunker, but he needs the rest of his team as well to help keep him alive. So first cap will come in for the Washington Justice as Otto gets taken down by Carpe. He's looking for a little bit more.
It's huge they're able to get this first cap down a man as well. The Fusion need to get in there and capitalize. Oh no.
Well, now Sato going to be eliminated. So that front line, the only tank that they have on the side of the Fusion is going to be eliminated. EQO as well, sniped out of the sky. Corey comes up with a kill. Shot still coming down from Stratus, looking for some targets. He's unable to build up much as far as the barrage is concerned, but it's fine because he's basically matching EQO.
The crossfire setup between Stratus and Corey is better than Fusion's right now. That's why they're able to hold the point. He's on a different side, Corey is, so there's no way to pressure Stratus without putting yourself in Corey's sightlines. Giannis is on the point, so triple threat here in terms of where the Fusion have to approach.
Oh, and Corey gets the best of Carpe.
He's got the better angle here.
Yeah, he takes him down, but Corey's still going to be stomped out of existence by Sato, who is swapped over onto the Winston, getting off of that wrecking ball. EQO up into the face of Stratus. Manages to nail one direct hit. Stratus trying to answer back, is unable to do so. We'll just push back over here with the rest of his squad as Otto gets taken down by a Bionade from Boombox. And honestly, that is still very impactful. He's going to be much further behind Poco for that EMP charge.
Definitely true. Here's the Nano.
Nano out. Oh, he misses the slave dart, and Boombox gets scooped up. Stratus nails a double kill. Looking for a little bit more now. Neptuno on the ground for a moment. Manages to escape, but there's nothing the Fusion can do to flip this point right now. 65% for the Washington Justice. They are looking clean.
They're certainly looking clean. It's something you can't easily see, you know, but it's the Widowmaker lines of sight that are really giving the Justice such an advantage.
Sleepy going to be taken down. The res already used by Arc, however, to put Corey back into the fight, so going to be operating with just one healer for now. Stratus taking a little bit of damage. Arc comes through, gets that pocket onto the Pharah to help keep him alive. And EQO is going to be sniped out of the sky yet again by Corey, who's coming up huge with the Widowmaker. Up here onto the high ground, the barrage ready. Sato managing to stay alive, has that primal rage. Might have to use it on the Poco. He's going to be taken down. He's got the EMP ready to go. As does Otto, as you say, the trade comes through. Sato able to equalize that one. Now the barrage is out, and we're nearly into overtime as he's sitting still. Manages to get Boombox, but EQO comes through, manages to take him down. So Stratus going to be able to fight Corey. Taken down again by the primal rage here from Sato, but we're into OT. Philly Fusion had to pile onto the point. Carpe pushes forward, manages to find Otto again, unable to use that EMP. Now with the cleanup coming through, seems like Fusion not going to be going down without a fight. Managed to get the flip.
Justice do have this EMP though for the reapproach. Unfortunately though, they committed everything in an attempt to not play for the ultimate follow-up there, but actually win the map in the moment. So a lot of tools missing here. Supercharger was used, Barrage was used, Valkyrie was used. So there's not a lot of follow-up here, and the Fusion can match EMP, in fact can use it later in the fight to hold this point. So the Justice find themselves in a kind of an awkward situation here despite the 99 lead. They're behind on ultimates.
Spots out Corey, they have the duo pushing forward to try to take him down. Bionade goes through, manages to keep him alive, but now Stratus going to be sniped out of the sky. Carpe comes up with that kill. Corey, however, punishing him, but they need a lot more than that. Now with Arc falling, it seems like Fusion are going to be able to maintain control of this point for a bit longer. Giannis there onto the high ground with the Orisa, unable to do much. Can't really contribute until he gets over onto that point, so just kind of have to play this one out slowly.
And for the first time, Corey doesn't have line of sight advantage as he approaches the point, and this is going to make it very easy for EQO and Carpe to rule this map. If you try to approach the flank, you're going to get caught by the Widow, or you're going to get that Pharah damage in these chokes, as you can see from EQO.
Just bumping those rockets through. See an infra sight out from Corey, looking for an angle. Gets the headshot tap there on Asado, but he's unable to take him down. The primal range is nearly available as well. They managed to find 2 kills. The DPS duo from the side of the Philly Fusion going to be eliminated. Now Neptuno taken out of the fight as well. Corey comes up with another one. Flip getting ready to come in. Sato taken down. He just peeks around the corner. Takes his head right off. Carpe finds Arc, but the point's in control. The Washington Justice, and they're in OT. Poco into the back. Manages to find Corey. He's looking for a bit more. Just farming off of Giannis. They cut them down. The flip goes through. OT's taken away, but they manage to tag back in. The flip coming back through for the Philadelphia Fusion. Holding out hope. It looked like it was done, but they shut him down and they regain it.
And the Justice now have to reapproach against Carpe's line of sight advantage. EQO has sky control right now. He could fly higher because Carpe's going to win the Widow duel here when the poke comes out, when you do see the peak coming out from Corey. So difficult right now for the Justice approach. They don't have any ultimates to unlock this point either. It's going to have to be a vanilla fight. They're going to have to flank and get a pick somehow. It's going to be hard.
Looking for the shot there, almost found Stratus. Carpe with the infra sight, looking to set something up. Everyone's playing around those walls, but Justice now have to make their way over onto the point. It's 97%, 98. They finally managed to contest this one. Both Sombras going to be eliminated. Poco with the EMP available. That is quite harmful for them. The barrage comes in. He manages to find Carpe.
Giannis on the point.
Oop is there.
Giannis
they managed to find the kill. Onto the point. They're looking for the flip. They're back into control. Barrage comes in from EQO, but he needs a lot more than that. He manages to get rid of one, but Otto takes him out of the sky. Sato still playing forward. They jump back. It's 99 to 99. Flip getting ready to come back in favor of the Philadelphia Fusion.
Stratus is so far away.
Poco pushes forward, manages to hack out too. Giannis and Arc both going to be going low. Otto uses his own. He gets rid of 4. Sato going to be taken down. Poco goes down. Stratus comes back with a doofus, and he absolutely pops off. Stratus, the madman. They field him on the starting roster. He comes in clutch, gets a quad kill at the end to close out the round.
And that's a DPS player you've got to be afraid of. The DPS who comes in flexing on the Doomfist, not because Doomfist was the right pick for the composition, but because he knows the one chance they've got when he's rushing back to the point, when Giannis is sticking to it at 99 to 99, is he knows it's the fastest hero he can get back to the point with that he might just pop off with in a crazy fight. That's the clutch kind of plays that are going to bring you to third rounds when you're the underdog team here. Stratus being the starter, absolutely making a huge difference here this afternoon in Atlanta. And I mean, it's not just that, but his Pharah play has helped Corey control a lot of line of sight here on the Widow.
Gonna go ahead and take a look at the replay here from his perspective. Just absolutely monstrous performance on the Doofus. He's got him backed into a corner. Oh man, brutal.
Yep. But at the game at hand, it is going to be that same mirror here. The Widow v Widow.
Well, Arc already gonna be taken down. Carpe finding a nice snipe.
Can't res himself.
No, he cannot. That would be busted.
It's a trade though.
Yep, Corey manages to find EQO. So one less healer, one less DPS on the other side. Point getting ready to unlock. Already high tension in this match. Giannis manages to take down Sato in that wrecking ball mirror. Corey's looking for the shot, unable to find it there, but the point gets unlocked, and Justice have the cap.
Yep, Justice do have the cap. And you can see how Corey struggles to find the shot here, but because of Fusion's hiding, right? They're trying to sneak around, but they don't have any advantages right now. So Corey, even though he can't land the shots, he's put so much pressure on the Fusion. It's so great for the Justice now, and Stratus can pop up. He can peek out here and fire some rockets because he knows there's no threat of Carpe at the moment.
Yep, shots still coming through. Stratus nearly getting tagged by that one, but EQ all taken out of the sky.
See?
He's so preoccupied, and Corey is starting to pop off.
That's
the rest comes through, but now the main tank is out of the fight, and the Washington Justice maintain control.
That's what happens if you're winning the Widow battle. If EQO pokes there to try to deal with Stratus, he gets popped.
The alley-oop is there. They manage to take down Boombox. Arc again going to be eliminated. Carpe starting to answer back. Corey in a bad position, has to jump over to the side. Has that infra sight up. He knows exactly where the Pharah is. Can't quite get an angle, but he's just more preoccupied with trying to stay safe. Up over the top, the rocket's still going to be coming through.
The Widow has to peek, always at a disadvantage. Carpe taken out again.
Yep, nearly the hack there. Now onto EQO. Manages to find it. He grounds himself, but the rocket will take him out. Boombox now heal denied. They push for it. They're looking for it. They want that kill onto the Ana, and Otto manages to find it. Poco as well falling low. EMP is up for both these Sombras to see who can get the better setup. Corey again just clicking heads.
The difference here, the composition, is the Wrecking Ball gave them control of the point first, gave Corey extra line of sight, and Carpe is struggling so much right now to compete against this, and with the EMP ready, they can't really dive onto this. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. And for side up, he's just looking for an angle, but everyone playing around this so perfectly. The EMP comes through from Poco. Manages to find two, and Arc is going to be taken down. Now Sleepy eliminated, so no supports in the fight here for the Washington Justice. Philly Fusion maybe getting that flip finally, but it's still so late into this round. 94% on the board for the Justice at the moment. They finally will gain control.
Yeah, they are going to gain control here. And it's a huge shift because it's not just control of the point you gain here, which is required, obviously, when they're at 95%. But Carpe will finally have line of sight control. Let's give EQO more freedom to poke, because otherwise, you're in a situation where EQO can't even really pop up, or he's going to get killed by Corey. He still has to wait until Carpe gets that advantageous position here, but Carpe finally gets to designate how the Widow duel goes. He's not actually peeking right now. He's actually showing a lot of respect to Corey, even though he has that advantage.
All set.
Risky.
Pushing forward. Yeah, the sleep dart not going to connect, so now he knows he has the upper hand. Fire nade not going to be used, but Otto just manages to go ahead and jump out of there. Good peel from Sato, helping to keep his support alive.
All right, Stratus is trying to flank here to give more space to Corey and the squad. He also has the barrage, so this needs to be respected.
EMP out, you can hear that from Otto. Manages to hack a couple members, and instantly two gonna fall away to the wayside. Now Carpe gonna be taken down as well. Back into the hands here of the Washington Justice. The hack unnecessary as Corey just takes Neptuno out of the sky. And for sight up just for good measure. The Primal Rage pops here from Sato, but it's gonna be hacked. There's no way to escape. Corey takes him down again. The flip coming through. It's 95% for the Washington Justice. Everything on the line to try to close out Ilios. Push it into the side, and no one can even tag. That's just it. The Washington Justice, they start off clean. They get a victory here.
What a great showing from Corey. He wins. He dominates the Widow battle. A lot of that, Giannis giving space on the Wrecking Ball, playing around Stratus. What a start.
Fantastic here for the Washington Justice. Let's see if they can put another one on the board when we come back for the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
And welcome back. Washington Justice able to kick things off, got that victory on Ilios. Very, very close, down to the wire with the Philadelphia Fusion. Unable to put that win on the board. We talked about this in the pre-show, before we came on here into the game. They need to get 4-0. They need to close out as cleanly as they possibly can. Already gonna have that record a bit besmirched here with that loss on Ilios. So rough tidings for the Fusion. Need to turn this back around and just get 3 straight.
I mean, it's a tough moment right now where Fusion might have to be considering, do we run 3-3 against this team? We're losing the Widow battle. We're losing battle in terms of line of sight. They're also not that amazing at 3-3, and 3-3 is also falling out of the meta right now. So this is a moment in the series where you're worried so much if you're the Fusion, if you're a Fusion fan,
because things could really snowball against you from here in terms of your mentality and what you're trying to run. As we head into Horizon Lunar Call, this is definitely a map where you can see the Widow, we can see the Pharah, and some teams are opting into traditional 3-3. The Reinhardt Zarya compositions. It looks like the Fusion, at least on this defense, is the safest pick, are going to start with just that. The Washington Justice will scout this. They'll try to run the same DPS comp we saw just previously on Ilios. And against Corey, you've got to be terrified. The pressure here is going to be on Sato. He's going to have to block both Stratus's rocket damage from a different angle, and Corey's just looking here because the second the shield breaks or turns, he's got opportunity on the Widow.
They are not running that Sombra on the side of the Philadelphia Fusion, so no one can really get into the back line. They don't have that Winston either to apply pressure to Corey, so overall, he's going to be pretty free to just take these pot shots unless he puts himself in a disadvantageous position, but we don't anticipate that at all. Poco pushing forward, receives that bubble a little bit too late, takes a lot of damage. Move forward here, on Sato trying to soften him up, unable to find it. Stratus is going to be cut down. Carpe with so much damage on this Zarya, it just takes him right out of the sky.
All right, well, Corey here gonna have to reset when Stratus comes back. Great job by Poco to block that rocket damage. That's why they're not running the Sombra here. They want to have that absorption to deal with all the projectile damage coming through from Stratus. We saw Dallas struggle with this, or rather New York struggle against Dallas with this last week when they didn't have Meko in. And this certainly can be a problem.
That can be a lot of damage. Carpe, oh man, down at 52 HP there. Pushes straight back out, tries to get Stratus out of the sky again. Unable to find it so far. Auto stunned up, but manages to escape.
Sato's shield's
playing
low.
Forward here, onto the point. Might just cost them a tick. He's still playing up. They have EQO in the back, trying to contest here with the Brig. Unable to find it, however.
That's huge. They get the Sombra there. Auto down. They're going to commit, though.
Yep, presses him back into the fight. Corey playing up close. Knows that no one really can push forward to try to take him down. Carpe nearly with a grab online. Waiting for an opportunity, still going to be high energy. Still contesting the point, but the Justice aren't really gaining much here. So this slow play is perfectly fine for the Philadelphia Fusion. Grabs out, looks for the pick. Manages to find one. He's
crazy
out of the sky, but he just cannot do it. He's out of range. Now the barrage is in. D-Mac comes through. That's going to be double here. Stratus takes him down. Boombox out of the fight, now into the back. The pile driver comes through. Bionade on top of all of it. They will cut them down. That's going to be point A going the way of the Washington Justice.
That was such a crazy optimistic grab from Carpe to think he could, in any world, grab Arc or Stratus there with that sideways grab up into the wall. There's no range damage to capitalize on that. That's a huge tool lost for when the contest comes through for B now. They don't have a Transcendence, they don't have Sound Barrier, and Justice walk in with big tools. They got sustainability with Arc's Valkyrie, and Auto's gonna open this up with the EMP. They better be ready, because they're gonna have to win this without ults.
Still holding on to it, the minefield as well available here. Just waiting for that opportunity. Probably hoping that Corey could find an opening pick. Unable to do so far, but Otto makes his way into the back. They push forward. The minefield now going to be coming out. They manage to spot him. He's going to have to jump back. EMP not going to be used, but Boombox still going to be eliminated. Stratus manages to find the kill. Gets rid of that Mora. Now the EMP is in. Hits on the 2. Sato going to be taken out nearly. Finally pushed forward. Giannis able to get that killing blow, but they have to play the point. They are not ticking up right now, despite the kills going the way of the Justice. Bomb going to be dumped out by Poco, looking for a pick. Unable to find one. Now Carpe going to be eliminated. Back over onto the point. Now they push forward. Another pile driver in. Corey, full line of sight.
He survives, he escapes there. They're gonna have to recontest.
Otto gonna be taken down. Neptuno comes up with a crucial kill. First hit gonna be gained. Bionade connects on 2 for the side of the Fusion. Way up into the sky is Stratus. Mirage not gonna be able to find too much though. Now Bionade in, hits both supports. Sato gonna be hitting the ground. Takes him out of the fight, back up into the air. Stratus looking for more, but EQO comes up with 2. Takes down Corey, and Sleepy somehow got his way right up into their grills. Gets a 3rd kill to shut down the push.
Neptuno made a lot of big plays in that setup there on the defense. He tried to set up the bomb from Poco, failed, but still delayed the approach there for the Justice with knockbacks there, then speed boosted back to his team that were barely contesting, and then he got them all grouped up to come in as 6 when the respawns came through. Great coordination from Fusion around him there. Carpe's now got the grab. Now they have the tools to survive here. That was the scariest defense for the Fusion. Now they have massive advantages, and this time bank is going to start to plummet here for the Justice. They need a lot of time before they're going to build those ults they've just now swapped.
Yep. Less Fusion comes up with a massive misplay, but that is looking highly unlikely. Corey Now over onto the Stormbreaker, gets that hack through, but Carpe's still going to be all right. Doesn't build up any energy, but it's fine because EQO is still there with that Brigida, and he is just ripping people to shreds.
So this is what people like to call an eco push, right for the Justice. They're coming in, they're trying to force Fusion to use defensive ultimates while building their own. It's going to take time. You know, you never really get a good timing when you have to do multiple pushes like this, but they don't really have a choice. There's no reason to expect that they should win a team fight without ultimates right now against Fusion's 4, soon to be 5. So you have to kind of play this slow. You're playing around Sombra EMP. You're poking with Corey. You're trying to get that last 30% because that's how you're going to take the point. You can't take it yet.
They cannot. 2:44 now onto the clock. Corey nearly with the EMP. There's 5 ultimates waiting for them on the side of the Fusion. The Justice have to do something and try to beat these out. As the grab. Through the grab comes in. Carpe locking him up here over onto the pillar, but the kill's not going to be coming in. The heal deny actually connects it out. Neptuno going to be taken down. Travis manages to find one. The shatter hits 2. Pin comes through. Poco going to be knocked out of the mech, and the Justice are making it happen. Ults be damned, they don't need him. Just the EMP coming out. They clean him up. Neptuno's by himself. He'll drop the beat, but they poop him back off the point, and now they'll clean up the Lucio. Swap over onto the Wrecking Ball. EQO trying to make it there in time, but he just can't do it.
Perfect sleepy play there. He gets the nano onto Auto. All focus is on Auto. He survives. You see the follow-up EMP. Everyone's overextended. Giannis comes in with a shatter. Great plays there. Not the greatest time bait we've ever seen on Horizon, but it looked bad there. They were down on ultimates, and they certainly turned it around.
They made it across the board. That's what matters. 2:04 on the clock. Let's see what the Fusion get on their attack.
Coca-Cola is the official.
Welcome back. We are halfway through Horizon Lunar Colony, and the Washington Justice got over the finish line. They got the double cap taken down beat with 2:04 remaining in the time bank. So absolutely winnable for them here. Fusion getting ready to come out on their attack.
There's a huge, feeling right now of, could this be a massive upset? The 2-17 Justice looking for their 3rd win here of the season against the Fusion. We're going to take a look at this final play here.
Yep, Giannis coming up clutch, gets that big shatter through. Knocking them all to the ground, allowing them to clean up the kills.
Locking up Carpe, the nano from Sleepy, incredible. The Fusion are going to put Carpe on Tracer. We're going to see EQO swap over to the Hanzo, because this is a traditional, bunker comp, the new age one that you do see with Junkrat, Widow, and the Sombra. Very difficult to break without, that extra shield break of the Hanzo, and if you pressure them out of the bunker, then Boombox can grab a hook. Any kill really gives you a big opening
if you're the Fusion, but it's easier said than done. Also, the Roadhog can help break the barrier with the right-click damage, as you can see here.
Yep. Trying to advance forward. Carpe going to be hacked out here for the moment. Sleepy nearly taken down, and they will find it. Poco able to come up with that first crucial kill.
They need a res. I don't know if they can get there. I don't think
exactly certain what position he died in. Hook's looking for those, unable to find it. Corey taken down to about half, but will be able to stay alive. Barrier going to be shifting around to the side. Ticking up onto the point here at the moment. As Boombox is pushed forward with that Roadhog, the rest of the team wrapping around the back, now going to be making their way through, and the onus is on the Washington Justice to try to retake this, but against another bunker, it's going to be so difficult. They might even just get this one for free. Giannis going to be dropping down. They managed to find one pick as EQO going to be taken out of the fight, but now Stratus going to fall. Boombox able to get rid of that pesky Junkrat. Now Sleepy and Giannis both going to be eliminated, and it seems like the Fusion are just setting themselves up for a massive attack now on to B.
There's so much.
It's not quite online, but they got plenty of time.
So much sustainability with the composition the Fusion are running there that once they get to the point and get a single kill, it's all over. Now they've got two options. They could try to crash in with the whole hog, and the ultimates they have here soon will have. They can put Carpe up on the high ground, or they could have swapped over to 3-3 here because they have such a massive time bank lead at the moment. They're going to stick with this, though. This could cost them a lot of time, but it's a greedy play, but it could really pay off. They could end up with a 5-minute plus time bank here if they can come in right now and make the big plays. The Justice are responding, putting Corey on the Tracer, and they still have that defensive EMP.
It's like getting melted down there, Giannis. Will make it out safely. Riptire going to be coming out from Stratus. See Carpe on the hunt, trying to spot it. Playing the slow tactics. But he's only got a couple seconds remaining, which is important, and no one's going to be in range. Oh, man, he missed Poco.
Still gets what he wanted, though. He pushed them back. He gave the Justice an opportunity to reposition. He pulled Carpe off the high ground. Those are big wins.
Still buys time. Wrap around to the other side here as Carpe plays forward. Going to be under pressure. Oh, man, Corey just takes him down the one clip, effectively coming through. Stratus, however, going to be eliminated. So good answering kill there for the Philadelphia Fusion, but Boombox Hack can't take a breather, can't self-heal, and will be eliminated. Now the res comes in, Neptuno putting him right back into the fight, but EQO going to be taken down. Corey still wreaking havoc into the back lines, pushes forward. Pulse Bomb going to be online. Gets a recall off. Pulse Stick in onto Boombox, tries to take him down. No, it actually goes onto the Supercharger. Gets rid of that instead. Now the Philadelphia Fusion still playing forward. Giannis nearly eliminated. Carpe pushing up, trying to finish him off. Will be able to do so. The Fusion are getting the cap. The Dragon Strike going to be rolling in from down, way back at the other side. They need to get the tag in. Corey barely manages to make it, but they're so close to close this one out. But now Otto going to be taken down. Corey eliminated. And that Immortality Field does not stand a chance. They close it out. Philly Fusion coming up clutch, put a massive amount of time in that bank.
Now, despite the loss of the high ground for Carpe, they swapped composition up a little bit, put him on the Tracer there as they rolled through. Great ult from Neptuno, and that's a massive time bank lead now to the Fusion. 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yep, 441, 204. Let's see who comes out on top when we come back for the OT. And here we are, 2-2. The current score line here, but over twice as much time in the bank right now for the Philly Fusion. Going to be starting off on this defense. So for the side of the Washington Justice, hoping for a massive and swift attack onto A to try to get that snowball through.
Now, this is going to be a do or die situation for the Justice right now. They need to get this in their first 2 attempts, otherwise there's just simply no way. But if they can get a massive ult advantage, if we see Carpe make a big mistake like he did previously with the Graviton Surge, they might be able to double cap. It's unlikely but possible, but it all starts with the positional advantages here gained by Stratus. Poco's already used Defense Matrix, so he knows he can come in here with the rockets, and there's free damage to be had and free ult charge towards that big ult he wants to take A with.
They're building up pretty rapidly here for that barrage. About halfway there at the moment. Would love to get Poco out of that mech. Got to de-suit him to set up for that inevitable barrage. Point going to be capped here at the moment. EQO comes in from behind again. looking to keep this one contested, and Giannis can't quite play that far forward against Orion and a Brigida. Has to be careful. Corey here onto the high ground, going lower. Oh, he jumps into the wall. He was trying to join down onto the low ground, but instead he's just going to be taken out. Now we're down to about a minute remaining. The tick nearly grabbed for the Washington Justice, but held off. Have to wait for that Hanzo to rejoin.
This is not enough EMP charge for Otto. He needed way more in that fight.
Yeah.
But when the pressure is on the Fusion and they have to play back, it's much more risky to go for that EMP charge build because you're putting yourself at risk of getting stunned by EQO. But this isn't enough. They need a combo here. It may just have to be the nano boost that gets them through this. Here it goes.
Toss that one into the back. That's going to be the Transcendence coming through. And Stratus is going to be taken down. No chance to build that barrage. No chance to use it. Neptuno comes up clutch. The focus fire from the Fusion.
They get the res, though.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, the res does come through. Are going in deep for that one, but Stratus is instantly removed from the fight again. Now drop down Carpe. Getting saucy, pushes up. Doesn't have the most energy, so can't kill anybody yet. But you can see how far back the Justice are contained. Giannis going to be alone on the point. Otto eliminated the shield bash coming through from EQO. Means that EMP is not going to be in the fight for a while. Move back, try to taxi somebody forward. Dragon Strike out right there, cuts the point in half.
Otto can EMP now.
Zones them back for just a little bit, buys them the time to get everybody over towards the point. They have the EMP barrage ready to go. Barrage going to be dropped in. Bomb now coming out from Poco. He's trying to escape, but he just can't do it. Stratus going to be taken down. Giannis playing up onto the point. The EMP comes through, manages to hack out too, but he himself is now going to fall. Carpe so very low, but still manages to come out on top. Gets that kill. Now Corey going to be gone, and that will be it. A full hold on point at A, executed by the Philadelphia Fusion.
I think fingers have to be pointed at Otto in this moment. You know, he had the EMP ready. He was in position. He had Translocator, but he didn't commit. And Stratus puts his barrage into Sato's barrier there. And at the same time, when he had the follow-up EMP, it was too slow. You know, he was waiting for the rest of his team to get into a better position, but he gave Carpe the opportunity to hit a grab, even though he was undetected and in perfect EMP radius there to hit Carpe and most of the Fusion squad that were just collapsing onto the point to contest. Fusion gets a free win here off of that great ultimate from Carpe that comes in unpressured by Otto, who neither was able to deny him there, nor, you know, set up for the barrage for Stratus. And that's your whole game plan with the barrage combo, you know, you and I were talking about. And we said this going into map 2 about how dominant Justice looked in the Widow v Widow, controlling sight lines on Ilios. And we beg the question, should Fusion perhaps change it up, play a more traditional 3-3 composition? And on the defense there, it worked out great. On the attack, we're seeing these Roadhog compositions, but they're not really dueling Corey in the Widow match. They're not really trying to mirror the Pharah battle. They're playing a different style that kind of counteracts what Washington Justice is doing, and it's working wonderfully. With 4 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock here, extremely unlikely the Justice are able to hold that long.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the defense of a lifetime here if the Justice can pull that off. Try to get that fuller hold and force out the draw. We'll see what happens. Plenty of time in the bank for the Fusion to go ahead and try to push for it. Just needed that single tick on A.
The Riptire and the EMP are the two biggest tools that Justice need to build quickly to shut down the ult fights the Fusion are looking for. If they can do that, there's a good chance they could start to take the ult advantage to their favor.
Well, barriers coming down. They managed to delete Satos here to start. Waiting for Giannis to come back up. Remember how this went last time? He's kind of pushed underneath of them, got onto the point, and that was it. Now Giannis going to be taken down. Carpe finds the snipe. The res will be there.
So
They
critical
have to be
to get that
careful.
res. Oh, he's poking out!
Gotta be careful. Gotta know your positioning around that shield. Looking for the hook, but here we go. Philadelphia Fusion, they're in onto the point. Someone's gotta get there. Giannis gonna be the first one to drop down, but he's instantly getting focus fired. He's gonna be eliminated. Someone else needs a tag. Stratus pushes forward, but there's just so many gone on the side of the Washington Justice. Philadelphia Fusion, they glide their way forward into A. They take the point. Now we're all tied up 1-1.
Great plays by Boombox there on the hog, hitting the big damage there, pressuring Giannis. They're able to take him out first. And now we got a tie series on our hands.
That we do, keeping it competitive. Philly Fusion looking for that win. We'll see if they can get it when it comes back for halftime.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
just gotta keep moving forward.
It's all tied up after 2 maps. Here's a look at the boombox flexing the whole hog and keeping Washington out for the point after Washington steals our first map of control. Welcome back, everybody. It's Puckett inside a sold-out Cobb Energy Center here in Atlanta, and I've got the team with me once again. We got Zoe, Brent, Sideshow, match number 2 going down right now, and it's been a fun one to watch, a lot closer than a lot of people expected.
Absolutely. So I love that this is what we're seeing here in Atlanta, right? Mayhem impressed on the first map, and we're seeing the same thing now from the Washington Justice. They definitely do not play like a bottom team right now. Curry has been popping off. It's been an absolute blast to watch.
That first map was so good, and I got to give major credit to the boy Stratus coming in. He is in the starting lineup today, and he's making his impact felt. Let's take a look back at some of the big moments, because coming in, we all knew there was going to be some Widow action, but there was a whole lot of Pharah as well.
A lot of teams playing triple DPS at the moment, and so it makes perfect sense to have Stratus incorporated into the lineup. And you would give the edge on paper to the Philadelphia Fusion, both in being able to play triple tank, triple support, and the DPS, but it turned out that that was not the case whatsoever.
I feel like sometimes you need to flip a coin with the Philadelphia Fusion and then just decide based off that what kind of team you're going to get as well, because despite their results being quite consistent throughout this entire season, some of the results have been quite the opposite of that. But I think we saw some great sense of life from Washington, what they can run here. You can see Stratus flexing onto the Doomfist.
Huge
As
play.
you saw, huge play. Corey single-handedly won them this match, I think, with this round. His performance was ridiculous.
He was controlling the sidelines so hard, and honestly, they really forced the positioning of the Fusion, who didn't really find an answer. Yes, Carpe had a few good picks, but they never really were on Corey, so Corey went uncontested for a big portion of it. Stratos also had an amazing game on his Pharah, also due to Corey actually creating so much space on the ground.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Part of this being Corey as well. Flexing over to the Sombra a lot recently. I feel like this new look that we're seeing from a lot of teams, incorporating it more and more into their lineups, it's only good things. You know, they haven't had success with the triple tank, triple support. It's time to start flexing over to the DPS as we saw here. However, wasn't a great round, honestly, from the Washington Justice. Again, the failure to kind of attack as well when it got to 2-2. You hate to see it really as well. I mean, they didn't get a single kill in their attacking round when it was 2-2 at the time on Horizon.
Not too much time left, and the problem is when you're engaged in with the Philadelphia Fusion in those Orisa battles, if you don't win the shield war, you're not going to be able to get a kill. So this is where the Philadelphia Fusion actually look best, when they're playing double sniper kind of attacks. That works really well on Horizon, Volskaya, possibly see it on a couple of other maps as well, but it's a good look for them.
So who's impressed you most after watching just our first 2 levels?
See, I think that's the easy one, right? It's got to be like Stratus, it's got to be Corey, it's got to be the DPS players.
People.
I want to tell you who didn't impress me.
Oh,
Right?
okay, go
that's where I'm
there. Go
going.
there.
Okay,
I was
okay.
spinning this
Right, you
positive.
ready for this?
Take
You
it.
ready for this?
Throw to
Sado.
Sado
Sado.
You went 0-6, mate.
called out.
Well,
0-6 with the W. I'll take it. It's just like my rank game.
No, Sado really needs to step it up. Like he does look like a bit of a, no, I don't want to say weak link, but for the lack of a better phrase here, I will call him that. And I do think that Justice can abuse that.
All right, so Sado's got to step up his game for Philadelphia. Josh, before we end half, though, we've got a learning moment for everyone at home. What did you take away from this game? What should they learn?
Oh, everybody loves to learn, right? So I'm gonna break down a State Farm alt economy where I'm gonna go through particularly Corey's Widowmaker, how he controls sightlines and utilizes his ultimate. So here we are at 95%, but the Washington Justice are actually not in control of the point. Having said that, Corey's picked up enough kills that he knows that he does have his ultimate available, and they are going to flip the point at some point. So as this plays out, you'll see that he utilizes his ultimate fairly early. Now, what does this all do? It gives him a huge amount of room around the map. So he can now see down this sight line to be able to watch. He can pop down this sight line as well and be able to see EQO when he comes back on the Pharah. He's basically controlling area by giving vision to the rest of his team. And as they get the point flip, the time starts ticking up. The Widowmaker's ultimate lasts for 15 seconds as well, so he's timed it perfectly. There's no way that anybody can get back on the point. And just to take you back a little step here, these the Sombra here, Carpe, there is no way that he's gonna, Poco, there's no way that he can get onto the point. They're starting to tick up towards a bunch of ultimates, but the ult economy, even though it's in favor of Philadelphia Fusion, gets quashed by this one single ultimate. You can see here with his ult up, they're able to pick off Sado, and just watch how much he abuses Poco.
Wow.
Poco is in this room, and he's invisible, but there's nothing he can do. There's no way that he can get on this point to be able to touch, and he's controlling the sightline of the Pharah as well. So they just dominate, and they're able to take the win based off that single ult.
You don't even need the pick as long as you got the vision and enough to scare the opposing team. So far, it's split 1-1. I've got a friendly wager with one of the gentlemen that are casting this game, but I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think takes it in the second half? Is it Washington or is it Philadelphia to keep their Stage 3 playoff hopes alive?
Map 3 is Hollywood, and that doesn't tend to be very good for DPS. So I'm going to stick to the Philadelphia Fusion. I think they should have this in the bag, especially considering where the map pool goes. I think really they can only make it close to Washington Justice if they lean on their DPS very heavily.
Brendan, so you guys agree?
Yeah, pretty much with that one. I mean, he's nipped it in the bud there, haven't you? Well done, Josh.
Right
All
in the
right,
butt.
For you.
there we have it. Well done, gentlemen. We are out of time here at the halftime. Game 3 Hollywood coming up when we return.
I started watching some streams of the pros, and the pros were amazing. And one of the biggest guys I saw was awesome was Hydration. He was part of the Gladiators.
Suddenly I'm at every game, and
the beautiful LEDs, the cheers of the crowd.
it shields up. It's thunderous applause. It's roaring in the arena. It's a lot of clap, clap, stomp, stomp. You just kind of get sucked into it.
And I've been hooked ever since.
Welcome back. We're halfway through this series, and we are all tied up. Fusion able to take map 2 after losing Ilios. for the Washington Justice. So we have a tense matchup now. Puckett calling it out. I do have a friendly wager with him. I think Washington Justice actually can clinch this one. Hollywood, though, as they mentioned on the desk, not going to be the best for those DPS players.
I mean, I'm looking at this situation here for the Philadelphia Fusion. I think that they are struggling in the mirror with the DPSs, but when they're pulling out the Roadhog, when they're pulling out just regular 3-3, they're putting in the Reinhardt, Zarya, Zenyatta, they're looking really good. And I think that's the proper adaptation here in this series. And it's not easy, you know, to make that kind of swap on the fly after you prepare to put Carpe on Widow in the first map, you run into Horizon Lunar Colony, and you've got to adapt. And that's something that Philly has always been very good at. You know, they had a run at the very end of the inaugural season just last year, through the playoffs, made it to the finals through fast adaptation in a new meta. Yep. So, you know, using those strengths again here in this series. And we will have one substitution here.
Yep, changing things up a little bit. As you mentioned, adaptation's going to be fragging. No, I'm just kidding. He's not going to play. It's going to be, however, Guido coming in for Sleepy.
That's a sick joke.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. But Guido going to be coming in for Sleepy. So changing things up here on the side of the Washington Justice. And it's been a decent little while since Guido's popped in.
I'm a little bit surprised by this, to be honest, given how well Sleepy played on the first two maps. And this leads me to believe we're probably going to be seeing a little bit more Zenyatta-oriented play on Hollywood, because that's always been the forte of Guido as soon as he became a flex support after his role of DPS. He was a Genji player back in the day. But so far, in the lock-in screen on defense, he's already approaching on Ana. So a bit of a peculiar swap here, given how well Sleepy's played thus far.
Yep, Corey seems like going to be set up with this Hanzo, so still going to be sticking to that triple DPS. Around point A especially, this can be quite fluid for them, but if they get stopped, if they lose this point, highly expect that they're going to have to swap for the Streets phase, and then they're going to be behind an ultimate, so this could be quite costly for them. Fusion going to be changing some stuff up as Carpe flips back over onto the Widow, and EQO is going to be pushing forward with Hanzo as well.
Going to go back to the Roadhog composition to help break those barriers. And the Carpe going to be going for a safer McCree here rather than the Widowmaker. This gives him opportunities to deal with flanking Sombras in particular. Otto is going to be who he's looking for, but he also has decent range damage here once that barrier goes down. Notice how he's going to that room. He expects Otto to reveal himself in there. He's looking for the flashbang kill, but Otto's playing safer. So this McCree pick hasn't really done too much for them, but it's also a great pick for breaking the barrier.
Trying to get Otto out of the bag. Oh, the hook comes in, but Corey manages to survive. Bionade on the boombox means he gets no health back from taking a breather, but he still reduces the damage taken. So manages to stay alive, but he's still got a sliver of HP. They're finally trying to push those heals out. Takes another breather. Carpe pushing up here onto the high ground. Boombox going to be going low again. A Bionade connects onto him. Manages to take him down, but Corey's going to be eliminated from the fight, and I don't think they're going to be able to res him back. Oh! The flashbang in onto Otto. They set it up. EQO is there to help. They get rid of that Sombra. He only makes it up to 60% build for that EMP, and now Fusion, they're on the point.
Now, this is a great usage of the McCree from Philadelphia Fusion. Carpe hits the headshot there for free with the flashbang. Puts pressure on Stratus. Now, Stratus normally builds his ultimate very quickly in these situations, but you can see he's only at 80%. Wasn't able to really compete with the damage output for the Fusion there. When there's a McCree on their side, they can't flank the McCree very easily like you could a Widow when he's got that flashbang ability. Got the kill on the high ground regardless, but Fusion are going to stick with this at least for the gate here. This is where the Justice are going to have to commit heavily if they want to hold this, because otherwise, eventually, Fusion's going to get too much momentum here. They have to fight this around this corner with the barrage, and they just don't have it yet.
Need to get a little bit more pushing forward.
The Nano, he's not ready.
Aggressively here. The Nano, if they get him in position, Neptune will nearly take it down, but it's going to be Onyx. Actually, Giannis, the first one eliminated. EQO taking him out with the Storm Arrows, and now Carpe set up. A complete disconnect on the side of the Washington Justice.
And this is between, you know, a Korean player and a Western player here. Guido's calling out the Nano, but Stratus isn't ready. You know, they're looking for the swap here onto the McCree, but that was the fight they needed to take to control the choke, and they missed the boat on it. They completely missed it. Wasn't ready for that barrage, just simply, you know, a few percentage points away, but that means everything at this level of play.
And I mean, speaking of everything, Fusion about to have everything online. Nearly have that self-destruct. Otto going to be eliminated. Neptuno comes up with the kill onto the Sombra.
He's ready. He's about.
What? And now he gets Guido. What is going on? Deadeye is out. Giannis is dead. And that's just going to be point B, gained by the Philadelphia Fusion. Close quarters combat there. Corey gets taken down. EQO sniping him out. Someone's got to get the cart, though.
Let's take a look at this again. This is rare to see. For those who don't know, this is a healer, right? Mercy, she flies around and heals. She doesn't do a lot of damage, but in some opportunities when you're this far ahead, you can do that extra damage. She actually secures kills here.
Unbelievable.
That's how little pressure the Justice was putting on Fusion, is that Neptune was able to pull out the pistol.
And we've seen a couple of flips coming through. Now Corey's going to be over onto the Roadhog. You see Otto stick his head out for a second. They nearly kill him off. Carpe, round around from the backside, gets the headshot. Flashbang is in. Guido is gone. Corey eliminated. Otto going down as well. The EMP was used in that fight by the Justice, and they are still getting shut out. Stratus now gonna get finished off, and the cart will continue to advance. Nearly 4.5 minutes remaining in the time bank. This is a cakewalk for the Fusion right now.
So hard for them to counter the composition too. A lot of people are probably crying for Corey to get back on Widow so they could out-snipe Carpe at range, but it just doesn't work that way. Not when Sato's on the point with that barrier. You need more break damage, and that's why he's on the Roadhog. Otto swapping heroes here. He's gonna have to tag. This is gonna be close.
Is anyone gonna be able to make it over here? EQO manages to take down Stratus again. Jump into the back. Carpe, he is going man mode. Takes him down. Arc eliminated with a headshot. Corey does manage to cut him down to size, but he doesn't last much longer after that, and the cart will just glide through. Philly Fusion making it look easy.
Had a struggle on Ilios, but they have certainly dominated now with the compositions they are running. They are changing it up and finding great success. Dominant first round here, nearly 4 minutes on the clock.
Yep, 3:49 in the time bank for the Fusion. Let's see what the Washington Justice can get together for their attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is time for the Washington Justice to go on the attack here on Hollywood. 3:49, the finishing time for the Fusion, gliding through, making me sweat a little bit about my wager with Puckett.
It's going to be a tall order to see them match or better the time bank on Hollywood. Average finishing times are much lower than 3:49. For the Justice here, they're going to run, again, the Pharah to lead. They're going to have the Sombra. And it's not going to be as easy for the Fusion to step back and hide in the corner during the rocket damage that's coming out from Stratus. There's going to be a lot more pressure on Poco here. And Sato's on the Winston, so he doesn't have a Reinhardt barrier to mitigate that damage. So this is a great opportunity for the Justice to get an early A-cap with the composition advantage that they have as attackers here. See the pressure already put on. It's EQO who's going to put the barrier up against this Pharah.
Just trying to keep himself safe. Will be safe fire at the moment. Rocket's still going to be coming down now as they make their way over onto the point. Donna's playing forward, getting that tag, but the contest comes through from the Fusion. Not giving up any free ticks at all. Man, Stratus slept out. 4 HP remaining. Can they kill them all? Can anybody finish the fire? Finally, Poco is able to do it. Corey now under some pressure, nearly gets the killer on Asado. Actually gets the
shot.
Uno. A fantastic flick from Corey, and the Dragon Strike already going to be built up.
That's a great position to use it.
This is the Dragon Strike, tosses that one in. That's going to be Boombox taking down Sato as well. Weakened, pile driver in, Carpe shut down. But they still have to make their way over here onto the point. Poco nearly knocked out the Max Sato, trying to stay alive, but Corey says nay, takes him out with a Sonic Arrow. Poco sniped out of the sky, and the Justice are onto the point.
Insane performance by Corey here. So many flick kills on Hanzo. Very difficult to do at close quarters like that.
This guy is a madman.
They also knew that he was going to hit Dragon Strike. They corralled the members of the Fusion into that choke point on the staircase where the Dragon Strike was going to find massive value. You very rarely see kills with Dragon Strike in professional play.
He's got another one. He's got another one, mind you. Yeah, they're trying to play forward. Boombox going to be taken down off the bat, though. And now the Heal Tonight comes through onto the Winston. Sato trying to escape. Push around the side. Otto will get taken down. They haven't quite finished off Sato. But he's in no man's land. He's by himself, and Stratus is just scooping up the rest of these kills. Doesn't have to use a barrage, can just keep holding on to it. Card not going to be advancing yet. They buy a little bit of time, but now the Fusion, they're going to get put way back.
Look at the ults for the Justice. They were just highlighted on your screen to the top right. The Fusion attacking in here caused the Justice to get an even further lead in terms of ultimates. They tried to buy time, they tried to control this card, but they didn't have the tools necessary to make that happen. They didn't bait out ultimates for the Justice either. So the Justice get so much from this. The time bank bought there for the Fusion's insignificant.
Comes up here onto the high ground. Barrage going to be coming down. They managed to find multiple kills as Poco gets knocked out of the mech. Carpe and Neptuno also taken down. A lot of space now bought here for this card to advance. Sato's in the back trying to play it cheeky, but he'll get taken down.
The decision to go in and contest there on A after the cap was already completed for Fusion is something that's going to haunt them around this Streets phase here. Justice have control of the high ground. They have control of the choke with Pharah. So it's always going to be an awkward approach here for the Fusion. They're going to have to probably Primal Rage in this next fight. They don't have Nano.
Fine field right there on the exit. Looking to zone them back. The Dragon Strike going to be thrown in as well for good measure. Bomb out from Poco, unable to find any picks. No kills there for the Justice either, despite the ults used. So an opportunity now for the Fusion to try to regain control of this cart as it continues to push forward. Contested now for the moment. Carpe nearly with the grab. High energy, looks for the kill here onto Corey. Will be able to take him down as the Valkyrie gets popped from Arc. Still pressure being applied. The target bubbles go forward, keeping everybody else topped up. Now they get the smack onto Guido. Isolate him in the corner, and they manage to find the kill. Corey going to be res back in, but now he's got to escape, and Carpe's charging forward. He is fearless right now.
It's all on Carpe here. He did everything he needed to. He was able to track down and kill, and most importantly, Corey there. The first time he did it, you know, that was what started to give them the momentum. We saw Sato commit Primal, but they got to keep the Nano Boost, and that's the most important part. So now Sato is going to basically have his own pseudo Primal Rage here in terms of what the Nano Boost can give him, and they took high control, or high ground back.
Yep.
And that's a rare right-click kill there from Carpe. Yep. This is terrible for the Justice now. You're basically
the card at this point.
It's basically impossible to match the time bank now.
That it is.
And that's if they ever get control back of B.
Yeah. That's true. Still have to make it there. Then worry about finishing the map. One step at a time. Giannis playing underneath here at the general store. Just rolling around. Everybody else from the Fusion going to be pulling back. Card starting to get inched forward here at the moment as Stratus just takes shot after shot from Boombox. Weakening up that far up. And the positioning right now for the Fusion is just so dominant.
Yeah, and they're trying to find an angle here with Giannis. It's just not happening. The Fusion aren't taking the bait.
The Justice, they need to pick somebody. EMP is set up here from Otto. He's looking.
He can't hit both supports. He's going to try to, but it's just so hard. Their positioning is too good.
Minor opportunity here at the moment.
Oh, yeah, Neptuno.
On the Neptuno. Hacks him out, still going to be holding on to that EMP, and Stratus going to be taken down again as the barrage comes through. Can't get anything. Now the sleep on the Giannis. He'll just get melted by Carpe. And it's just going to be this over and over again for now. Justice, they need to pick somebody off. Corey needs to get a rare headshot here.
I mean, the problem was the Fusion's position against too good. Otto finally threads the needle, hacks Neptuno, so there can't be a sound barrier. But it doesn't matter. He doesn't get to use the EMP quickly enough. Stratus gets taken out during ult, and now Carpe's got another grab. They don't have the answer. And that a boosted, Wrecking Ball here isn't going to really give you the peel you need.
Grabs out from Carpe. EMP comes through, manages to find 4, but Neptuno hit, and he gets the sound barrier off to keep everybody else topped up. Bionade connected on the Giannis. He goes low, manages to push back. Of that Mega Pack to try to stay alive. Dragon Strike is in, but it's not going to find anybody, barely even tickling the members of the Fusion. Sleep Guard connects on the Sato. They try to finish him off, but the Primal Rage gets popped, and he's straight back into the fight. Giannis down with a pile driver. trying to create some space, trying to find a kill for their team desperately as they're down under a minute. But now the Nano Boost comes through and Sato leaps into the back line and looks to take down Corey. Pocket coming in, he'll stay alive for a little bit longer, but the rest of the team is in shambles. Otto and Giannis both going to be taken down. Now Corey dead. And this could just be it. Hell in the streets phase.
They have the tools to spawn camp here, meaning they're just going to stick around this VIP square where A is. The control they had at the beginning of the map, taken away early. They're back where we started, and they've got the ult advantage here. They've got Rally. The Justice don't have any tools to break this.
I mean, they need to get to the cart. They've got 10 seconds left. Otto going to be taken down as he swaps over onto the fresh Zarya. No ult charge, no energy, no damage. Or going to get picked off. Giannis is into the back. He manages to take the cart, but look how far back it is rolled. He was up around that next corner. Now it's all the way back here near the beginning. Giannis tries to leap out, tries to get out to safety. He's unable to do so. Corey jumps for the translocator. Pogo drops the bomb just to zone them back. No one else can make it. OT ticks away. And suddenly, the Philly Fusion, they're at match point, 2-1 the lead.
So many problems with ult coordinations between the Nano Boost, the barrages we're seeing, EMP. The Justice with Guido in did not look clean.
Well, they need to get one more. Try to take us to a game 5. We'll see if they can do it when we come back for Gibraltar.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Welcome back. We have at least one more map for you here in this series. It's been a relatively close one, but Justice unable to make it to be there, and Hollywood means that they are now down 2-1 with Fusion in the lead. Match point for these guys looking to close out this set. Washington Justice, they need to win Gibraltar to force a game 5.
Guido, you know, he didn't have the proper coordination with some of those Nano Boosts, unfortunately, throughout that point. The most egregious one was when the Nano was too early on stress, when he didn't have Barrage. And sometimes when you Nano before Barrage is ready, you feel like you're guaranteed. They just need one more hit or they're going to tick up in 1 second of time, so it's appropriate to Nano there. That was not one of those cases. Stratus was kind of left hanging there, where he's trying to find damage while he has the extra damage from Nano Boost, but he's not able to get the Barrage through. There was some serious coordination issues there, and it's been a while since we've seen Guido on this lineup because we have been seeing Sleepy, his counterpart, in more recent times.
Yeah, you know, Guido look a little rusty there, so some disconnects there with the rest of the squad, but Sleepy will be back in for the Washington Justice, looking to recreate some of that magic that we saw from them in map 1.
I mean, no shade thrown on Guido. You know, Apex Season 3 Finals MVP on DPS, and that was a different era. And he's been a support player ever since he joined the Seoul Dynasty. He's been flex support, but he just hasn't found that same footing. He hasn't found that same dominance. Yeah. And, you know, they gave him a shot on Hollywood, and he didn't hit the mark. And Sleepy has been playing, I feel, to be totally honest, a lot better overall on the Ana, and the communication between a Western player and a mostly Western roster here, you can feel that, especially in terms of the DPS links there between these Nano Boosts. So I have to agree with this swap for Sleepy to come back in for what could be our final map. If they win this, they could bring us to a Game 5.
That's
and Fusion
exactly
need this win.
Yeah, it's exactly what they're trying to do. So I'll see if they're going to be able to do that as we get ready to jump in for Gibraltar. Fusion, though, on the cusp, looking for that 3-1 victory here in this set. Like we said, they need to get as many clean victories as they possibly can this weekend. Need to get those two victories coming through here at the Atlanta homestand if they want to qualify for the stage 3 playoffs, because there's only one slot left open.
It will be Gibraltar, our final map, Escort. And it needs to be a win here for the Justice to bring us to that 5th game. That's what the Fusion want to avoid. This is not just about stage 3 playoffs here for the Philadelphia Fusion. This is about playoffs, season playoffs. They're 11-8, still got that positive record here, but the map differential is not great for them. And this is a team that made it to the finals with a miracle run last year and a meta change. They're looking to repeat that here. You know, they were the one of the lowest ranked teams going into playoffs and made it all the way to the finals. Miracles do happen, but you've got to make that play in. Fusion's still on track, but every map loss puts you further and further away in such a competitive 20-team league.
Well, set up on the defense of the Washington Justice. Corey back over onto the Widowmaker. Going to be running that Orisa. EQO setting up a teleporter, pushes everybody over here onto that high ground. They get greeted with a little bit of damage, and Poco gets healed tonight, so we'll slow them up for a little bit, but it's just going to be a swap over onto that Brigida, of course.
This is a pretty interesting comp that Justice are running. They've got Stratus on Brigida to prevent Genji dive. They know EQO likes to run Genji on this map against this style of play, but it makes it a lot tougher when there is a Brigida on the other side.
Well, Corey just doing Corey things, gets rid of Sato. Cart's still going to slowly inch forward, but that's going to be the case when you have an Orisa set up on the high ground.
When you're running the Winston here too, you only have temporary relief against the Widow damage with those bubbles. You don't have that persistent barrier from the Reinhardt, so it's a lot easier for the strategy here for Corey to work when they only have that limited block.
Well, they're up onto the high ground now. Boombox right up into the thick of things, trying to build up for that Transcendence. 60% here at the moment. Infrasight is rolling. Corey looking for an angle. Oh, he gets the body shot, but he can't quite finish him off. Infrasight going to be expiring here. Holt unable to find anyone. Asado plays forward. Up top, trying to get that Primal ready to go. Poco in the meantime, he's been pushing through the car wash, trying to get that cart moved up, but Neptuno's going to be taken down. Stratus finds the kill.
This is a really nice angle here too, and the barrier for EQO is low. Gets the bubble to help escape.
Yep, manages to keep everybody topped up. Corey just going to be leaping back.
So the big ultimate here for the Fusion is Primal Rage for Sato. He's going to have to use it in this fight if he can get it. That's how they're going to break this high ground control, is with that Primal. It's the only one they've really got.
Oh yeah, Primal now going to be coming through. Sato beating and batting them around. The members hacked on the side of the Fusion, but the kill's not going to be there. The Transcendence now comes in from Boombox, keeping everybody topped up. Smack into the back. They're looking to get an isolation there on the Stratus. They nearly take him down. Jump back up onto the high ground. It's going to be EQO, the first one to fall. And Corey, he's still going to be fine. He's sitting up pretty there on the high ground. Still taking pot shots. In exchange for the Brigidas, but now Sato going to be eliminated again. Corey comes up clutch from Poco, manages to take him down.
So much damage coming out here for Otto as well. Poco doing a great job of dodging, but it's limited what you can do in this situation as the Diva. And the cart will just fall short of A here as the regroup comes through. Fusion going to stick to it though. They've got the grab.
Yeah, the grab comes in. Looking for the kills. Aren't going to be taken down. Manages to find one. Can they get more? Still searching for it, but Carpe, high energy, surges back up to 100, and Stratus just does not stand a chance, nor will Giannis. They'll melt through them. They drain the clock down a bit, but they get that bump up here as they roll through into A, so still 4 minutes on the clock.
Stratus, pretty low impact on the Brigida here. A lot of teams will run the Hanzo with this. The Sleepy will get split spawn here. A lot of teams run the Hanzo instead of the Brigida here because it helps you break the tanks while they try to approach, and Sato just didn't have that extra pressure on him, and he helps them stick to the cart. Carpe gets the grab. They're going to swap it up now. Reinhardt, Zarya going to try to match, and they're not too far behind in terms of ultimates, and they have the EMP. I'll try to swing the pendulum here.
Yeah, this part of Gibraltar, especially the DPS, is not going to be too viable, so understandable that Corey's going to be swapping over onto the Zarya, but it's not his strong suit. Bomb out, manages to find Sleepy off the bat, so Poco comes up with the clutch pick. Now Stratus going to be taken down. Giannis manages to get a pin there onto Neptuno, but the front line completely shattered here for the Washington Justice. The cart going to continue to advance, and there's still 3+ minutes in that time bank.
This is best case scenario for Fusion. They used nothing.
Just one bomb. That was it.
And the pressure that Sato had on Sleepy meant he was between a rock and a hard place.
I don't even think contesting is reasonable here, but they're going to try it. Sato's got full control of this choke.
They're pushing forward. Sato's into the back. They set him up for a moment. The Bionade forward, but he gets a primal rage off. Now he's going to be taking a nap. So clutch sleep start there from Sleepy, but Giannis is left out to dry. He's going to take him down. Now the EMP is out. The Boombox manages to nail the Transcendence again, keeping everybody else topped up. The rally comes through from Stratus, trying to offer up some armor here to the rest of his squad. Now Sleepy going to be taken down. He's still playing forward onto the cart. The sound barrier for good measure is used from the side of the Philly Fusion as they try to get across that finish line into B. 2.5 minutes remaining, and it seems like they're going to be able to do so as they pick up these kills. Giannis going to go down here on the back end. 0.86 meters, now rolled through 4 minutes on the clock.
That was greedy, the contest we saw from the Justice. We do have a pause, so we could talk about this.
We do have a pause.
For a little bit longer, but I do feel like that was a greedy contest, and I had my concerns about how possible it was going to be to defend the cart there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't at the end of the day. But they traded out a lot of ultimates for support ultimates there on the side of the Fusion. And now, with the Grav coming back online for Corey, because he's built up that charge, they have a great opportunity to control the street space around C, the approach on C. And because they also fought long there to build his grab, they also took a lot of time off the clock. So really risky. If they get smashed there and don't fight a long fight, they barely take any time off the clock and get more ults to Fusion. They actually force Fusion to use ultimates there, so it ended up being a good contest at the end of the day.
Yeah, not too bad, but still, time bank very much in favor of the Philadelphia Fusion. 3:51 remaining for these guys for that final stretch of Gibraltar. That's right. Cheer the pause away. The louder you are, the faster this will go by. It's just got to work out an issue here on stage for Neptuno, it would seem. Let's get that taken care of.
It's been a great game for Sleepy here, too. And, you know, I feel like you could really feel the difference in terms of coordination with him on this roster right now. And for those unaware, Sleepy ex-Shock, right, was on the bench when Violet joined the team and was on the squad for a long time, and everyone was wondering if he's ever going to find a home. And then a lot of people, you know, saw his move to Justice as, well, at least he gets to play now, but it's a tough time on a team that's not performing well.
Yeah.
They're sitting at the bottom of the standings, you know, just about right now. But Sleepy is able to come into this team and really, I feel like, help carry it. I mean, he's a major part as to why they're having a lot more success here at the back end of the season. We're nearing the end of stage 3. And, you know, it's just something I wanted to highlight here as the fans cheer the pause away.
Yeah. Still going. It's good. I like it. But, I mean, rough tidings here for the Justice. Still an opportunity to shut down this push from the side of the Philly Fusion. But they got to eat away at a pretty major time bank here. So
like,
we'll see what they can get done. Grab's nearly online for them when we go back into this. So definitely a chance for them to snag control of that card finally.
Yeah, seems like it's regarding Neptuno here.
Yep.
I just had to use context clues, but
it turns out headsets are pretty important when it comes down to playing Overwatch. There's a lot of sound cues and you know, teammates to communicate with. So need to make sure that everything is functioning. Seems like we are getting ready to jump back into the game, though.
Looks that way. Currently, Corey at 99 of a Grav. Boombox at 35% in the matchup there, Trance versus Graviton Surge, as you can see now. As
you did it, you cheered it away.
So when you take a look at this situation, favorable absolutely for the Justice. It's not, you know, great in terms of the time they were able to take away. I mean, it's still nearly 4 minutes as they approach C. But how we looked right before that fight to contest B and how we look now in terms of ult economy, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for the Justice.
Yep. Swap up here, Giannis. Onto the Winston. Thinks, no, I'm not going to do that. Goes for the Reinhardt instead. We'll just be matching here.
Need that extra mitigation.
As far as that charge is concerned. Corey trying to get that energy up. Playing forward here around the barrier. The cart freely advancing for a while now. The grab comes in. They push forward. Giannis swinging away, looking to build up for that Earth Shatter. Pin in, unable to find anything. Get the sleep and the hack out onto the members of the Fusion, but there's still no kills, still no control of the cart for the Justice. And Giannis is just going to get taken down. Carpe pushes forward, 95 energy. Grab comes in. He's like, no, you don't get to go back into that respawn room. You stay out here and you fight me.
That should be C. There's just no way. Ark's trying his best.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
He's going to be taken down the bomb to ensure it. They will glide through that last stretch. Fusion just, whew.
Corey, they're unable to capitalize on his grab. He puts the grab down, and that's the huge ult advantage they got from that B contest, and they still can't get a single kill. Fusion, bring it back in that moment. Clutch grab from Carpe to lock them out of the spawn. Impressive plays here.
Yeah, fantastically done. 2:47, the remaining time here. We'll see what happens for the Justice on their attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
And here we go. Eventually, one more half, and this series could be over. Philadelphia Fusion poised to take this with a 3-1. Washington Justice need an absolutely dominant attack here on Gibraltar to force us into overtime.
And everything they set up on that B fight there, to get the grab for Corey, to have those advantages and just be unable to capitalize on, that's really going to sting. I mean, you had the tools to really mitigate a lot of the Philadelphia's time bank here. They were at nearly 4 minutes when that fight ended, and they capped B, and they were only able to take off 60 seconds. The Fusion just sitting pretty here, knowing that even a decent, an average level defense here should put them in favor to take this series 3-1.
Well, looking for the hook, the Maywall to try to catch somebody off guard, unable to find that setup, but it'll be Corey swapping over onto the Widow for now.
Very difficult.
Otto showing us the Doomfist.
Yeah, very difficult to defend this with what the Fusion are running. Because if they try to play forward, they're going to be under threat of the Doomfist. If they play back too much for Widow and Pharah, then the cart rolls. Giannis is sitting on it right now, and it is just rolling right down the ramp. So there's just not much you can do as the Fusion against this composition until it comes to contesting A. So I like this style because it almost guarantees you're going to have a decent time bank as you approach A. You're not really going to have much in the way of roadblocks against a common 3-3 comp we're seeing from Fusion.
It gets the card very close, but you still have to make it into A to really solidify that and get that time bank bump up. Otto taking a little bit of damage here. It's going to be topped up. Giannis left out the try on the card by himself. Will get taken down, but Corey manages to find the snipe on the boombox.
Res should be possible here, but they're not able to get into position to do it.
Yeah, can't bring Giannis back. It's just a little bit too risky for Arc to push down that way. Corey, in the meantime, up close and personal with the Winston, goes low. The peel coming through, now Carpe playing forward. Rocket punch, not gonna find the connection, but Carpe's still falling lower and lower, but they can't quite finish him off.
It's a beautiful
barrier's
bait.
up and the body block is there from Poco.
Beautiful bait from Corey, but they're not able to get the kills. They wanted to bait the Winston in there and take those heroes out, grab Carpe, grab Sato. They do escape here, and now they can recontest high ground.
Yep, back on the high ground, Otto nearly picked off. Corey managed to find Neptuno, another support gonna be gone. Really slowing up. The support ultimates coming online now. Boombox gonna be eliminated as well, so no healing out from the side of the Philadelphia Fusion with those ticks. The Washington Justice will be able to glide this through into A, you would expect. Doc up there, they take Poco out of the mech and they finish off the Baby Diva.
They are on track now. They are on track to potentially match this time bank. It was a great composition versus 3-3. Here's the touch.
Barrage going to be used here. Nano Boost now out onto Stratus, so 2 ultimates just to guarantee the push.
I think they may swap here, so don't mind it in that case. Well, you know, if you've got this opportunity to go forward and stagger.
Take it down. Armor pack does not matter. The Bionade locked in from Sleepy also gets rid of EQO. See, Stratus giving a nice little cheeky wave over to Poco.
In a DPS meta and a DPS comp, you want to go ahead and contest like that. You want to go onto the point. You want to rush in because you might be able to carry your way into a one fight there. Well, the meta that we're in now and what Philadelphia Fusion are running, you're really running a big risk actually committing to the contest there after Sato was dead.
God, Sato! Oh, it was too late. He hit the leap button as the headshot came through, rather. And Corey just double taps him out of the sky.
They forced the trance here too with Meteor Strike.
Yep.
And this cart just keeps rolling. Corey's got full vision and he's got the high ground.
And they are totally fine with that. The Meteor Strike, not the most reliable as far as picking up kills unless you have the grab to go along.
Grab's hard to use here too. He doesn't have high energy and he's not in a position to actually catch anyone. So this is actually tough. The Fusion look like they have more ults, sure, but the way to use them is going to be harder. It's actually an advantage right now to the Justice in terms of ultimates, because they're going to have this barrage. And they also have Valkyrie to last through all the damage, and Carpe has to somehow find an angle here, somehow get that energy.
Smart halted here for a little bit. Rocket punch in, Carpe! Oh man, absolutely bopped. The uppercut from Otto takes them out. Now Boombox gone, Poco knocked out of the mech again.
The sound barrier.
The sound barrier going to be used. Manages to catch the 4 remaining members of the Philadelphia Fusion as they try to maintain control of this cart. The barrage comes down, the Baby Diva going to fall. And Sato, he just gets dunked. Rocket to the face, takes him down. Time bump comes in for the Justice. Over 4 minutes on the clock. They can make this happen.
Like I said before, they're on pace. They are certainly on pace. Carpe dead, so it's starting at 0 energy here. And as long as the Justice continue to play around his bubbles well and use the threat of the Doomfist to force Carpe away, so he can't actually gain energy from standing up in the front line, shielding himself, because he's taking so much damage from the far. He's under threat of getting rocket punched. They can push this through. They've got the nano boost as well now. And Otto is basically immortal.
Minefield coming through, gets a pop up there. Carpe nearly eliminated. The grab comes in. Otto going to be taken down, and Giannis as well. Focus fired. Boombox will get sniped, but that's going to be fine for the Philadelphia Fusion. They have time to reset. They have control.
Got to be careful about overextending here, the Fusion. But they should, as you say, have control now. That's the kind of grab you want to take in this situation. You want to grab defensively. You want to wait until Otto comes through, grab him in the Graviton Surge, and then the Justice have to reset. They still have the, the ultimate here for Otto.
Oh, Otto!
He has to use it
that
defensively.
Meteor Strike, yeah, just to get himself out of there. You know what? This seems all right. Drops down. We'll just slowly get topped up here as Corey tries to find
and that's basic.
Line of sight.
That's basic composition checkmate here. You know, I think the Justice are probably gonna have to swap if this attack doesn't work, and they're already losing that time bank.
Yep, is dwindling down. If they can finish this map, it's going to be with less time than the Fusion. At this point, the Justice
opportunity.
They're gonna take anything they can get. The barrage comes in. EQO gonna be taken down, but Carpe manages to find the kill onto the bar, and now Otto gonna be eliminated as well. Neptuno pushing forward, gets rid of the Doomfist. Transcendence used by the Fusion keeps everybody else alive, and the cart still in control.
They got the trans, but they have to swap. They have to swap. They can't keep running this.
Yep, Corey dies. Down. You can see the swaps coming in now.
Yeah, they have to swap here, and Corey dies late, so that's going to be even further time off the clock here.
What's he going for? I'm assuming this is going to be the Sombra.
I think it's got to be Sombra.
Yeah.
You've got to hope for some sort of grab EMP fight to keep your hopes alive on this map, because you've already thrown the time bank out of your mind. You're not matching that one anymore. No. You're just looking for C in general.
Yeah.
And this is the best way to do it, is to somehow get that double combo there, the EMP and the grab against Transcendence.
Well, it's Escort, so no matter what, we'll be able to get that time bank bumped up if they can make it to the end. 2 minutes on the clock. Still going to be looking for that finish. Hack comes through onto Carpe, as he is just now getting past 70% towards that next Graviton Surge. Cart starting to inch forward. Coco, though, throws the bomb into the back, looking for the pick. Unable to find one, but they still manage to come over the kills. Boombox!
Triple.
Hey, in the kill feed, White.
2 headshots to get Sleepy on the end.
Can I get a fifth?
Now he's gone.
They're all gone.
With all that damage, he lurches ahead, 83% of a Transcendence here. And look at the graph. Just not being built here from Otto. He's not able to get in enough damage. He's not able to get in position. He's trying to build energy right now. He's standing at the front. He says, please shoot me.
Grab comes in, manages to catch 2. Otto going to be taken down. And Giannis pushed over to the side. Just doesn't stand a chance. No way for Giannis to escape. And now comes the spawn camp from the Fusion. Again, much like Hollywood, just looking to keep him away from the cart the entire time.
Carpe sits at 100 energy. and that's going to decay a little bit here, but he's still going to keep it up high right now, so contesting him at the front line is going to be so difficult. The EMP is going to be countered by double support ultimates here, and they're not even half of a grab.
Yeah, it's been slow build there. Shatter coming down, Arc knocked to the ground, but Otto manages to find a kill as EQO gets taken out. Sato pushed over to the side.
Nice
Take it out. Arc manages to find the kill. Really great poops coming through. Now the cart will start to advance again for the Justice. Transcendence was used.
There's a chance.
They still hold on to both of their support ultimates.
Corey's going to have to choose left or right, because we're going to see supports coming out of both angles. Is he going to block the transfer? Is he going to block the sound barrier? He's waiting in the middle. He's unseen.
Yep, he's into the back, looking for that hack, unable to find it.
He's got to come back in.
Giannis going to be bioed here for the moment. The Transcendence going to be used by Boombox. EMP now. The sound barrier comes through, and Otto, he gets his grab taken away by Polko. He noms it up. The Shatter comes through. Doesn't knock anybody to the ground. Now Giannis going to be taken down. Polko putting in some serious work here in the final stretch as we tick down into overtime. Somebody from the cart's going to get there. They just don't even make it. They don't even touch the cart. Oh, man. What a way to go out. The Washington Justice, they cannot make it to the end of Gibraltar.
A bittersweet victory here for the Philadelphia Fusion, though. Were unable to get the 4-0 they were looking for. This will put them up 2 points in map differential, but they'll still sit at -1 going into their final match here of Stage 3. Playoffs still feel far away, and I think that for the Justice, you're happy with how close you made this series look. This was, by all analysts' eyes, very likely going to be a 4-0, but on the back of Sleepy, Stratus, and Corey, this was a much closer series than anyone could have predicted.
Yeah, I mean, they made him put in the work for it, try to get that victory, but in the end, they cannot force us to a Game 5. The road stops there, so 3-1, the victory for the Philadelphia Fusion. Hopes alive for those Stage 3 playoffs.
I think we're going to see a lot more Stratus going forward. Phenomenal performances, especially on the Pharah, great on the Brigida as well. I think this is not the end for him here. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more heading into the next match, and of course Stage 4.
I'd say it's pretty reasonable. Also think that Sleepy probably going to be the primary support coming out here. Guido just couldn't quite get it done today, so it might be a little bit longer before we see him rejoin on stage, but a close one there for the Justice, nearly able to make it to the end to force those OT rounds, but couldn't quite get it. But guys, we got Danny Lim standing by for an interview.
Thank you guys so much. Everybody give it up for Carpe and Philadelphia Fusion. Congratulations. Great job. As always, you were popping off on, basically everything that you were playing. But Carpe, this is Philadelphia Fusion's very first homestand this year, 2019 season of Overwatch League. How does it feel to be, just be in front of this whole crowd, amazing Atlanta people here, and, playing Overwatch in front of them? How does it feel? 자, 쉽게 말씀드리면은 필라델피아의 첫 번째 홈스탠드죠, 이번 경기가. 네, 이렇게 많은 팬들 앞에서 좋은 경기를 보여주셨는데 그거에 대한 소감 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
일단 LA에서 매번 하다가 이렇게 아틀란타까지 와서 하게 되니까 이제 관중들도 되게 좋고 도시도 되게 좋고 되게 색다른 경험하는 것 같아 좋아요.
The city is great. Atlanta City is great. The people are amazing, and it just feels really good to, just move away from LA and play somewhere else in front of a huge crowd, and the crowd is loving it. Yes. Alrighty. Next question. Alrighty. So, you guys are still fighting for a spot in the Stage 3 playoffs, but, things are a little complicated, but put it simply, it's better if Shanghai Dragons lose to the Guangzhou Charge today. So, Carpe, any words of encouragement for Guangzhou Charge that's happening later tonight? 쉽게 말씀드리면 이게 좀 굉장히 복잡해요. 한국 캐스터진 분들께서 잘 설명을 해줄 거라고 저는 믿고 있고요. 네, 쉽게 말씀드리면 오늘 상해가 지고 광저가 이기면 필라델피아한테는 훨씬 더 이득이 되는 게 맞는 것 같은데요. 네, 그러기 때문에 카르페 선수, 광저에게 한마디.
일단 광저우 팀분들 화이팅하고 그리고 홍준아 믿고 있다.
누구요?
하빠 홍준아.
Alrighty, so Guangzhou, please win. Guangzhou, fighting, and also Hapa, I believe in you. Carpe, thank you so much. Casters, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Danny. Good to hear from Carpe there. And, relatively good performance from him as well, cleaning it up with the Zarya. That has kind of been a shakier pick for him as of late, but looking very solid here today. He really put the Justice in their place. with some of those plays there, maintaining that high energy constantly.
Certainly true. I mean, a lot of the mistakes of Justice were really punished by Carpe because he had high energy constantly. His grab there on Gibraltar at the end to make sure they couldn't get back into spawn was absolutely massive. If you take a look back at how Hollywood went, I mean, Neptuno, we got to talk about this one for a moment.
That's a rare play to see.
But overall, you know, it was the Carpe McCree that really shone for the Philadelphia Fusion. He was able to shut down Otto's flanks non-stop, was able to hit crucial flashbangs, and he worked so well with EQO on this Hanzo. There's had so much burst damage, and unfortunately the Justice just weren't able to adapt quickly enough. They weren't able to run the Widow here. They couldn't put Corey there on the counter because of the Orisa barrier.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Carpe, we're talking about EQO, but Corey himself, you know, as usual, when he gets on those DPS, he has some fantastic performances. He showed that today. Getting the best of Carpe on Ilios with that Widowmaker was constantly winning out in that matchup. So, very solid standout performance from him, especially for the side of the Justice, but in the end, they just couldn't quite finish here.
This is the great grab here when they're trying to retreat after they've overextended, trying to capitalize on Corey's grab. He's not able to get a single kill, and as they retreat, the grab there stops them from getting out of spawn, gives them a massive time bank advantage here.
Boombox just shredding heads. Fantastic performance there on the Zenyatta. I'm sure Doa was quite happy about that one.
No doubt.
No, he's standing right there. Good performances to see from the supports. Always nice when they get bloodthirsty. But Neptuno with the Mercy coming up with a double kill. The fact that it was back-to-back, it wasn't even spread out. It was he literally went, killed one, and then instantly flew all the way across to the other side of the map and killed another.
I mean, it's impressive to see a Mercy kill people, but I think it's also, you know, more about the state of the game, how far behind they were, that he was able to even fly forward and do it. Talk about player of the match by Omen by HP. It's going to be Poco. It's a tough call when all the players on the Fusion really stepped it up towards the end of the series, but he had plays for days. I mean, this knockoff at the beginning, we saw bombs come through. He was able to catch Sleepy several times on the Ana, and he negated a lot of Otto's grabs throughout the series as well. He was the one who had to warp the positioning of the Justice here when they were controlling things with the Widow, when they were on high ground with some of the comps they were running, and he made it happen.
I mean, also, the ultimate negated, as it says there. The ult denies coming through. Yeah, managed to get two, and in very clutch moments. The one there in Ilios, and then the other one at the end on Gibraltar, just taking them away and just kind of just pulling the rug out from underneath the Washington Justice, getting that wind out of their sails. So a very well-deserved player of the match there for the side of Poco. Very nicely done by him and the Philly Fusion. Again, keeping that hopes alive for the playoffs.
Indeed.
Monty is dancing behind our camera at the moment, so Wolf is tickled by this.
Indeed. Well, we've got another match coming up, don't we?
We do. We're only halfway through the day. We still have a lot more Overwatch to be played, and if I'm correct, I think that the next series involves the home team, the Atlanta Reign.
I think so.
Yeah,
they seem pretty excited about it.
That's the confirmation I was looking for. They are going to be coming up next, match of the week versus the Toronto Defiant. So still plenty more Overwatch to stay tuned for. And a lot to get excited about, getting ready to play in front of their home crowd for the very first time. You can imagine the pressure on these guys, it's going to be a little bit much.
Certainly is.
Toronto Defiant, they've been struggling as of late, so Atlanta Reign, given their close performances against some of the top teams in the league, you would expect them to be able to come out on top of this one.
I'm just happy to be here, back in my hometown, in front of this awesome crowd. It's been a great experience, man.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in Atlanta. It's nice to be back. It's a lovely city. It's humid. But the weather's, that's one thing. Being here in the arena, it's fantastic. It's good to see the fans coming out. It's good to see the players taking to the stage and getting ready. But guys, that match is coming up next, so make sure you stay tuned. Atlanta Reign going up against the Toronto Defiant.
I started watching some streams of the pros, and the pros were amazing. And one of the biggest guys I saw was awesome was Hydration. He was part of the Gladiators.
Suddenly I'm at every game, and
the beautiful LEDs, the cheers of the crowd.
It shields up. It's thunderous applause. It's roaring in the arena. It's a lot of clap, clap, stomp, stomp. You just kind of get sucked into it.
And I've been hooked ever since.